What is up? Today we're going to dive into part 2 of a girl's perspective. So if you haven't heard the first episode, none of this is going to make sense. So watch the first episode first. The first episode is just, we have Jaina, Bella, and Saudon, 3 girls, and it's their perspective on questions. And now this part 2 is me as a guy. I'm probably going to rebuttal some of the answers to the questions, and we're going to see how these perspectives play out. And it's going to be awesome. So stay tuned. We're going to dive in. So the first question was, should girls have a guy best friend? That was the first question that was asked. Should girls have a guy best friend? I would say from a guy, it would be if you're in a dating relationship, like if I'm dating this girl and this girl has a guy best friend.
Yeah, how would you feel?
That's a red flag to me, because then you're going to this best friend for whatever issue. Like, hey, day was bad, just got, whatever it is, you're going to this guy best friend when you committed to this dating relationship with me. So you're going to somebody else for something. Like, to me, that's like degrading to me, almost.
Yeah.
From a guy's perspective.
What about if it's like, if the guy, it's like a respectful thing where like there's no communication happening while the relationship is happening, and what if you were personally introduced to the guy?
And then it depends who initiates it, right? Because
Okay.
if you guys have a best friend in your life, a guy best friend, and then you start to date somebody, and you go and tell your guy best friend, hey, I'm dating this dude now, so that means we have to tone it down a little bit because I'm dating this person. And you did that, you handled
like,
your part, but
for that.
Yeah.
100%. But now if he still initiates that best friend connection, then that's a different subject, towards like probably the boyfriend would go to the best friend and say, hey man, like I don't appreciate you, not fight him,
Yeah.
but hey, I don't appreciate you doing this thing, me and her in a relationship.
Fight,
Maybe.
fight.
But if a guy is dating a girl and the girl has a guy best friend, that would not be healthy over time.
No.
Like that would
I think it's
not
just.
at all. I probably wouldn't even get in a relationship if I knew that was gonna be the
Yeah.
thing.
Right. So you start dating this girl.
Yeah.
And prior to your relationship with her, like she had a guy best friend.
Yeah.
And during the relationship, out of respect for you, they don't have a speaking relationship
Yeah.
anymore.
100%.
Does it still kind of bother you though that happens? Because, like, think about how. Yeah, but the only reason why the relationship ended was because the relationship started with you. So,
Yeah.
like,
So if
what was
anything, that makes me feel
what was that best
respected.
What was that
Yeah.
best friendship founded on though? If that's the
Yeah.
case.
And this goes into the next question of, well, you guys mentioned it. Can guys or can girls have a guy best friend, or can guys have a girl best friend and there be no relationship
What do you
attached
think?
or stuff like that? I would say for 99% of the guys out there, they're independent. Guys are independent. They can wake up, they can go through their day, they get a job. Like, they're independent. For the majority, I would say guys are independent. There's no, if they're fully content in Jesus, like there's no like, hey, I gotta date this girl, I gotta find somebody, if they're content with Jesus. So they're independent, like they're good, they're loving life. So if they're going to date, they're going to, what was that? What was the question?
Like.
Can guys or girls have a guy/girl best friend?
Yeah. Platonically.
Just friends.
Just friends.
What was the second part? It was like a.
Without
Oh yeah, can there be
any-
a friendship? Yeah,
Yeah.
can there be a friendship without no feelings attached?
Yeah.
If the guy is solely content, that means he doesn't need that girlfriend or girl best friend to feel some type of satisfaction.
Yeah.
So the only way or reason why he would pursue a friendship with the girl is with this in the back of his mind. Like,
With
hey,
pure intention.
with pure intention, like, hey, this girl, she, whatever type of standards that girl meets for that guy, okay, she meets these standards, I want to get to know her more. And a friendship,
Or like your future girlfriend's
Yeah.
friends.
like I want to get to, but the end result is not just a friendship. Like, no guy meets a girl and says, hey, they may verbally say that, but in the back of their mind, I mean, you said in the last one.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
But it's true, because guys are independent things. Like, guys don't need that girl to. I'm not saying they shouldn't want it though. I'm saying for the majority of guys out there, like if they're content with
So
you,
they pretend to be your friend and then they actually.
they don't put up a front. But and this is where I do think guys need to be more clear and communicate. Like,
You
hey,
just said that they lie.
no.
I
This is
did.
where guys need to be clear and communicate. Like, hey, I see you as somebody. Y'all don't know, girl, you're cute, you love
Out of
Jesus.
respect for
Out of respect for you, I want to be your friend to get to know you more. But that's not where I want to stay. And communicate that.
But I think a lot of guys are afraid that in saying that off the bat, the girl will get scared and be like, whoa, like, we just met.
Yeah, well, they do.
They do?
Girls do, yeah.
No, dude. Oh,
Guys, I don't think guys, no, they don't get that type of like, whoa, like type of intimidation.
Yeah.
But the girls get scared when you are respectful of them.
Or if anything, the guy's more scared he's gonna get friend zoned. If anything.
I don't think there's a problem with being friend zoned. That's the other concept that I don't understand. You should be okay with the fact that you're gonna find somebody better. I think a lot of the times, like with having these guy best friends, it's like I can't do any better. If you're keeping a guy best friend because you think that you need somebody to fall back on, then you're not even being a friend to the guy.
Yeah, that's good.
Or to the girl, whoever it is.
Right.
I'm being friends with the guy that I'm friends with in a social setting, and with the idea that I've known this person since 4th grade.
Yeah.
Like if
I'll say that I would say the vast majority of the time, like if you were about to date somebody, like about to date a guy, and you went to him and said, hey, before we get into this relationship, just know I have this guy best friend. I've known him since kindergarten, like we grew it up together. I would confidently say that guy will ask you to cut it off or to tone it down. Cause then you're not really entering a dating relationship to what a dating relationship should be. That commitment, that intimacy with, purity and standards.
Yeah.
But just that commitment to strive towards marriage. Like, hey, if our goal in dating is to get to marriage, we don't need to hatch on a wagon of something that could potentially get in the way.
I agree with you, but then it's like, okay,
Okay, let's go,
can
guys.
guys not have girlfriends at all? Like, think about the polar, complete opposite, extreme.
Yeah.
Like, with all that being said,
I'll say the guys can, but
that's
first,
so unrealistic.
they can, but they won't until they're fully, they're completely satisfied with Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, until they are 100%, get rid of your flesh, shut off all the doors. Like, I've taken up my cross, I'm ready to go.
And it's hard to identify that as a friend.
Yeah.
Unless you truly know somebody.
I don't have a problem with knowing my God.
But ultimately, but there's still even, it may not be a super, hey, I gotta go ask this girl out right now. But in the back of that mind, that guy is probably saying, all right, hey, this is friendship. It is cool. And I'm okay with that staying there. But they may not be where he wants to be or end up. He may shoot a shot down the road. But he's okay with the friendship. But he would never get into that friendship to just be like, oh, hey, you guys, want to bond?
And that's fine. But
What a
they
bond.
just
Want
have
to bond? I don't know.
They just have to be clear.
Yeah.
And this is where dating is screwed up in America, because there's no longer clear communication.
Mm-hmm.
Like a guy 100%, and this goes into the second question of can or should girls make the first move? I would say there's a yes and a no aspect. Because if you say yes, girls should make the first move, then that is what you're setting yourself up for down the road. You're setting yourself up as the leader in that relationship. When biblically, the guy is supposed to take the lead in that relationship. Adam, he took the lead in biblical views, an overseer, an elder, or the bride of Christ. The guys take the lead. They're responsible. They're the head of the relationship. So if the girl does make the first move, not saying you're not going to go to hell, it's not a sin, nothing like that. And I think there are some key times where the girl just may have to make the first move, and that is 100% okay. But just have that in the back of your mind of what you're setting yourself up for.
Yeah, you're saying if I were to make a first move and then we had a relationship, maybe have a conversation oh no, I really do want you to continue to pursue me.
Yeah.
I think.
And this is where girls, again, I love y'all, but y'all got to be, not y'all specifically, just girls in general, communicate clear back at the same time. If a guy says X, Y, and Z, then don't either string them along or don't do. I'm not saying you guys do or don't. I'm just girls in America. You got to be clear back. Or
I think it's hard to blanket statement something because this is very situational too. Because not all the time guys deserve an explanation depending on the circumstance.
But I'm not saying all guys should not. No guy deserves an explanation. But to honor, because we're called to honor people and love people. So out of honor and respect and love for you,
Unless you're in a marriage.
Unless you're
Then maybe.
But out of honor, love, and respect, I'm going to take away any opportunity for you to overthink and be anxious and stress out. So I'm going to clearly communicate this. Whether if it's the girl trying to drop hints to the guy, hey, out of honor, love, and respect, hey, look, hey, dude, I've been dropping these hints and you haven't got it yet. If you ask me on a date, I'd say yes, just letting you know. And just making it like that, boom.
See,
No.
I would.
And I know that sounds like, no.
It's not terrifying.
Then imagine the guy's perspective.
I
If you think that's terrifying,
But you guys are built that way.
What do you mean?
No, they're not.
To make the first
What do you mean,
move.
Bill? No.
It's growth. It takes you learn the hard way, like, this type of person is just not it for me.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot for a guy to even make the notice for you.
Yeah.
It does, but that's the leader of the relationship.
Here's what I think.
But
I have
just
a
because they
problem.
lead the relationship, but also if you want to go back to your Proverbs verse, Proverbs 18:22,
Oh.
he who finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor of the Lord. If you take that verse, does that mean if he doesn't find a wife, does he lose favor from? That's why I hate
No,
this
no, no,
verse.
no, 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 no.
No, can we go back to the fact that let's say the aspect
Said
of
I
like
hate
10
this
girls
verse.
10 girls make the first move. I think this whole thing goes back. You said like communication, right? Here's the thing.
Communicate. Don't make no assumptions at all.
If you do make the first move, and I agree,
Yeah.
when you make the first move as a female, it's setting yourself up for.
But then you can just communicate that.
Hey,
Make-
let us
I'm
speak,
sorry,
let
I'm
us
getting
speak,
excited.
let
Sorry.
us
Yeah, you communicate. Let's say you make the first move, you let the guy know. It doesn't have to be a big gesture.
Yeah.
It's just a genuine like,
There
where
we
is
go.
this? Like, do you like
DTR.
me?
Let's
Like,
go.
I think that is where the simple way of
DTR.
saying I like
To
you.
what?
Define the relationship.
Oh,
DTR.
How are we supposed to know that?
See, assumptions. I did clearly communicate, and I led to an assumption.
Y'all
Yeah,
are
Bad.
crazy.
I need to clearly communicate.
Y'all are crazy. Okay, I don't think you have to go. But
By the way, guys, we
Don't
all
you read
we all
the
love each other.
Bible?
Yeah, down
Don't
to
you read?
Bible study. Hey,
I'm terrified.
hey, girl, God just really just called me
Oh
to
my
tell you that
gosh.
you're my future wife,
MTTR.
and I just really think we should go to this coffee shop and just do this Bible study
No,
together.
Yo,
Because God told me
God
that
actually
you're gonna
told
be
me
my
that
future
we're
wife.
Red
Okay.
flag!
We're
Red
actually-
flag!
can we go back?
We
to
actually
what
have
I
the
was
wedding
saying?
gift set. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think the problem is like as Christian, like just women that have grown up in the church and different things have gone through the extreme of don't make the first move,
Yeah.
or you've grown up with the feminist side that's like I can make the first move. If
Yeah.
he has an issue with it, then that's his
Yeah, I was
issue.
just gonna
Yeah.
say.
There
I don't
has
think
to
guys
be,
ever have an issue
I don't
of
think
the
they
girls
do.
making the
But
first
here's
move.
the thing: when as
Oh,
you
some
said.
guys do.
Well, it's not that you be
Okay,
humble.
then that's not the right guy. But anyways, so the thing is, you come approaching the relationship either an extreme, like I'm gonna tell him exactly what I want,
Yeah.
and if he doesn't listen, then he's gonna go.
Yeah.
Or I'm just gonna wait until he draws all the information out of me of what I want in a relationship. Like he's still like figuring out everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rarely do you find somebody that's mixed in the middle that's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be patient and all of that. So I think there's dangerous aspects to if you're the girl that's growing up with more feminist intentions where I'm
Yeah.
gonna make the move, then you're setting up yourself to always tell somebody what you need.
Okay.
And that is a dangerous thing in itself because whenever the one thing they don't show, you're gonna leave.
Yep.
And that's why you can't, if you're that
You're
type
setting
of
yourself
person.
up for disappointment.
Yeah. If you're that type of female, then you can't be the one to make the move because you deep down you don't want to make the first move. You want somebody to chase you. But
Okay.
if you're the one that comes from a background of being patient and just like females are supposed to be chased by the guy, and you get so much of the experience of a guy not chasing you,
Mhm.
you get burnt out and you just want to just
You
tell
just
the
go
guy.
do it for
Yeah.
yourself.
Just do it.
Right.
Yeah, so the thing is different backgrounds, but they come to different points, and you either experience where the guys that you've been modest, you've been patient, and the guys that you don't like are
Yeah.
the ones that come to you and say I like you, so you get burnt out and turned off by that.
Yeah.
Prayer. We need a prayer.
Yeah, so it's like
Jesus.
I feel like if you're the calm, quiet type that's always been okay with being chased and all of that, accept that, but accept the fact that
But
you're
this
gonna
is-
have to make the move sometimes.
This is where that gets hairy, or sketchy.
Ew.
Hairy is the bad word.
Why did
sorry.
you just say that?
It gets
Fluffy. Let's
it
say
gets-
fluffy.
it gets fluffy.
Hey, back away from the mic.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting closer. Sorry guys.
Are you still in the frame though?
Yeah, it goes
Okay,
to the feedback.
okay.
So this is where it gets a little sketchy or fishy or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do agree the guy is called to be the man to lead and pursue and chase.
Mm-hmm.
But there's gonna become a point where that dude's tired of running and a decision is gonna have to be made. Like if he's chasing after you, but you keep creating that distance away toward you know
But
what I'm
that's
saying?
how-
But get
the-
the hint. Get
but-
the hint though.
but
But then this
talking
goes
about
back
that-
to clearly communicating. Like, hey dude, I see you pursuing me and chasing me. I just want to let me just clearly communicate
But you're not
Explain.
gonna do
guys
that
don't
if it's
deserve an explanation.
no, but
But just because they don't deserve it doesn't mean we can't. We don't deserve grace, but we get it anyway.
Yeah,
but just because we don't
right.
deserve something doesn't mean we should give it.
Picking what you said. That's
But
all.
I'm saying, what if you're the type of girl that was raised to not be so direct with your feelings? The person should already know that you like.
So
them.
what if you're? What if
You have
you're?
done that
What if
before
it's the
you got
guy who
married.
was
Yes.
raised to not pick
Yeah,
up on those
I don't
feelings?
think
But
it's
see,
about
this is
how
what I'm
you
saying,
were
that
raised.
I think it is.
There's a way it has to be done.
100.
Who's gonna teach them how it's supposed to be
Biblically,
done?
The
read your
Bible?
Bible, pray for
Yeah.
God is gonna
Read,
lead
Yeah.
read your Bible.
No.
Yeah.
You pray for God, the boy and the guy and the girl.
The boy, the man of God.
Not a
He's
boy.
gonna
We
be
don't
the
want
guy.
a boy.
And he's gonna lead the
Yeah.
girl too.
And then it goes back. There's
It's
no.
gray.
It's a gray
It's a
area with
gray
everything, and it's a
area.
case by, like you said, Jada. It's a case by case
Yeah,
thing where there's no stamp that
Yeah.
applies for everybody and everything. But go back to pray, seek God, seek wisdom, and say, hey God, like I got this guy pursuing me. Is it okay? Like, should I make this? Like, just pray those things.
Yes.
But and ultimately, the one thing you can say broadly, and it covers everything time, clearly communicate.
Yeah.
That is the one, because you're honoring and respecting.
No,
Whether if
that's
it makes you
what I know.
uncomfortable, if it makes you scared or nervous, doesn't change the fact that it's honoring and
Facts.
respecting. You
Can I
can
just
clearly
address
communicate.
her real quick?
Yeah.
You keep saying pray about it, which I love. It's
Yeah.
spiritual. Here's the thing that I think a lot
Let's
of
go.
people forget
Yeah.
is that you pray, you have a daily walk with God, a consistent one in
Okay.
His Word, right?
Yep.
But at the end of the day, He gives us a choice.
Yeah.
So here, and He's not going to tell us exactly what to do,
Right.
But he is a God who opens doors no man can shut and closes doors that no man can open.
but you got to make a
Revelation
And
decision.
also gives you wisdom when you have to make that decision.
But are you going to listen to that decision since you're a flawed
That's up
human
to
being?
you.
But that my thing is, you always have to make a decision, and when you're blinded by the fact that somebody
Or
has something that
should we
you
just
like,
pivot, going back to Proverbs to 3:5-8? Do not lean on your own understanding, but in all your ways trust and acknowledge Him, and He will guide your path straight. So with dating, we can either lean on our own understanding, like, hey, I'm
Mm-hmm.
used to this, I grew up this way, I know this background.
Yes.
But that's always us leaning on our own understanding. But in all my ways, let me acknowledge God through this.
I love this.
Yes.
But
I love it
when
too.
you caught feelings for somebody,
Okay.
has the Bible verse been the first thing you think of?
No, because we're humans and we have flesh.
Or
Yeah,
did
thank
God
you.
come down from the sky
Yeah.
and tell you what to do?
I wish it was that easy. I wish
Yeah.
God would send me a text message
No.
and just be like, hey, dude, this is it.
Bella, what is your shoe size?
It's a 6.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm
like,
just.
we must
I still
stay
wear a
focused.
3.5 in
Give 'em
kids.
some.
This is crazy to me.
Okay, then.
Oh my
You
God.
can wear a 3.5.
Jana, what's your shoe size?
Yeah.
I'm a 9. I'm a
What?
woman's 9.
What?
Three?
Girl.
3.5?
Yeah, and kids. I love it.
We're gonna edit that out.
Okay.
No, I think it's funny.
Okay, let's go on.
Okay. Yes.
We need Josh's input.
Yes.
Still.
On
What's the next
the
one?
online
What's-
dating one
Oh.
is what we did.
Did we cover the first two? I think?
Yeah.
Should girls
Yeah.
make the first? So to recap, should girls have a guy best friend in a dating relationship? I would just caution that, hey girl, you're probably setting that relationship up. If he is a godly man who's respecting these morals and characteristics and biblical standards, you're setting yourself up for an unhealthy deal.
My advice would be don't have a boy best friend if you can until you get into a relationship and then let them become your best friend.
That's the best way to say it. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and you know what? If you have a
Perfect.
childhood best friend, might be difficult.
But and if he's truly it, and that if that guy truly is your best friend, and there's no dating relationship
Then
or
that's
intimate
cool.
attachment,
yeah.
then he would be totally understanding and willing. Like, okay, girl, you're dating this boy, all right, do
That's
your thing.
Right, and
my
that's
thing.
great.
That's what I'm saying is, from my stance,
But
you should
99% of
never
the time,
be.
that guy's not that way.
But you should never even be having a guy best friend during when you're dating. That's my
There we go.
boundaries. Like they should be able to respect you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you can have guy best friends if you're single.
That's toxic.
That's toxic.
That's
If you're
toxic.
single.
Just be cautious.
No, but when you get into a relationship, it's gonna have something.
No, listen. But if you're single and you're not being
I would
friends
ask-
with guys,
I would ask this question.
Just friends, not best friend. Have guy friends, but not
why
a
can't you
guy
have
best
a guy
friend.
best friend as a single
This
person?
is not a recap,
Yeah,
guys.
but it's okay. But we'll just keep diving in. So
Hashing
why
it out.
would you
We can
want
just
a guy?
re-edit it back. Yeah.
If you're single, if you're a single girl, why do you want a guy best friend?
Because
Why can't you have a girl best friend?
you can have them, but they get
But
on
no,
your
no,
nerves.
no. But why would you have a guy best friend?
I relate.
Yes. Okay. So my
Yeah.
thing is my sense of humor. Like the guy best friends I have are very much like mine. But
Okay.
here's the thing with
So you have more than one guy best friend?
No, just answer this question. Because if you get to, and be specific, if you get to the root of it or the principles of why a single girl would have a guy best friend, is because they want to feel valued, respected,
Yes.
or loved or cared for from a male person.
That is true.
I think
I
That's
think
not
you
true.
might disagree.
That's wrong. What do you
I
think?
disagree because here's the thing.
Okay.
You're always gonna be looking for some sense of security from a male
Mhm.
aspect, right?
Yeah.
If you already know that you're just friends
Mhm.
and you've made it very clear with the guy,
Mhm.
like that this is the list of characteristics that I'm looking for in my future husband. You're not it. Like
Yeah.
you've made it and you know what his list of characteristics are and you're not it, then I think to me it's more of like I'm telling you what's going on in my life.
Mhm.
Like I would tell my girl best friend, but we have mutual friends
Okay.
that we can talk about, that we've grown up with, certain experiences, we did certain sports together. Like there's a history that of friendship that you can do. Not that I'm gonna go and do activities with him individually all the time. Like it's just
But this is where it gets hairy.
So that
again.
means like
Ew.
you're not best friends. Right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's
Like-
the best friends part that I don't.
that's best
Agreed.
friends to me. Like if you're
Friends. Let's call it friends. Because best friend is something more than friends, right?
does it always have to be? Because to me, my best friends are the ones that know like I can tell them we have people in common. We have a community of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I guess
I
it
guess-
depends on our definition.
Right.
But I mean, to me, that's what I value in a friendship is that
Yeah.
we have a personal built-in community and we're growing with. We've had a set of people that we're going along
This
with.
is why, most importantly, it's very important to date in community, so you don't get into these situations to begin with. Like if you're dating in community, I mean like you're like cheating
So
on
homie
people.
hopping?
Not homie hopping, but
Oh,
but-
consistency. I like
but
it.
the-
Keep it in the homies.
I'm calling
Squad-
Josh out.
Yeah.
squad hopping,
Yeah.
homie hopping.
Josh,
But-
I don't know why, but I'm coming for you today.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I love it. And by the way, guys, if it doesn't sound like we all value each other. and
No,
love each
we.
other.
Yes, we
But
do.
it's good
we
to have
do.
open dialogue.
Yes.
But and this is why it's super important to date in community, to where the girl already has her pre-established small groups of girls,
Mhm.
and the guy already has his pre-established small group of girls. So this way, the guys can speak into that dude's life in a way the girls can't. Say, hey man,
Exactly.
you need to be.
Yes.
Let's get pure here. Let's set these standards. Like let's do this. Okay, you had a problem in the relationship. Let's talk about it in this small group. And the girl can do the same thing. The girls can either point out stuff that somebody's blind to, be like, hey man, girl, like this, we saw this dude do this. You might have missed it. So this way, there's accountability already in. So this is why it's super important to date community too. But that was off topic.
But I feel
Yeah,
I
I don't
see what
know.
you're saying, but I feel
Yeah.
like you need to have opposite gender and
Okay.
not it like impact in your life because you don't always see things clearly. Like if I tell her I have a crush on somebody, right?
Yeah.
Girls
And
take
just go tell the crush you got a crush on.
no.
Yeah, name drop.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No.
I
So
said it.
Okay,
Like,
Jonah.
girls-
We know who Jonah is.
yeah.
I just made up that name.
Jonas
So
Brothers? What?
Ooh.
Sorry,
a
I'm.
3-for-1 deal. Okay. Anyways.
Whoa!
Okay, can you cut this out?
I don't know, that was pretty
Josh.
juicy.
That was funny.
Anyways,
We're
so
just kidding, guys.
Yeah.
no,
No, I don't know if
what was I
was
going with
kidding.
that? You need a guy's perspective. Let's say, like I tell her that I like somebody. You know, girls have the tendency to like blow things out. One thing happens, like he opens the door for you, and you're like, he pays attention to me. Okay, like that kind of stuff. And then you're like, and I would be the type to tell my guy friend or best friend, whatever you want to go to that terms with, and I'd be like, I'm interested in this guy. He opened the door.
So then I would fall back on that and say, hey, you're still following on your own understanding or your best friend's understanding.
No,
Go
I'm
first.
just telling him
Yeah.
something though.
Yes.
It's like, hey, with those situations, like it's good to have
Oh, I
gender
see what you're
diversity.
saying.
Like, all right, you're a girl and you want this guy's perspective.
Mhm.
You're going back to leaning on your understanding or his understanding versus, hey, first let me go to God.
Yes.
But God's not gonna tell you like
He's
being
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
But then, do you believe he is the God we say he is? Like, do you have the faith that
Yeah.
God, like, you have the Holy Spirit
He is. That's
Let's-
the fastest
Girl,
answer.
Let's back up. For 1 second.
My
You can
foot's
pause
asleep.
it.
Alright, next subject.
Bella, you're
Is there a
pushing
next one or is that it? Is there a next one?
No,
that's
thoughts on online dating.
Thoughts on online dating?
Honestly, let's just, when you said recap,
Yeah.
just take that out.
Okay.
And then we'll recap the whole thing.
Yeah.
Word. That's a good call.
Actually, we don't even
Recap
need
of
to
the
recap.
recap.
No,
This
they
is
just
beautiful.
need to listen.
No.
Online dating, I would say you're setting yourself up for a lot of unhealthy things.
Mhm.
Because if you have the standards or the biblical standards of what you want to look for in a guy or a girl, you want to see, hey, is this person plugged into a local church? Does this person have a community that they fit in? What kind of reputation does this person have within that church? Or like, do the friends say he's good, or is he putting on a fake face? Like, there's stuff that you should look for that you can't tell through that computer screen. But now this is where the flip side of it is. You just use that online dating to just initiate the in-person stuff.
Yeah, like it doesn't always stay
Yeah.
online.
Exactly, and this is where it needs to happen. It needs to be a quick switch. But there are people. I mean, there's many testimonies of people who got married online, and but I would say this: don't listen to me. Just go to God first. Don't lean on your own understanding.
He might send you a friend that would tell you to go online.
No, stop!
But I would just say proceed with
Oh
caution.
my gosh.
Proceed with caution. Because even if you meet this person online and you're with him one-on-one, there's still a lot of other variables you were never able to see. You were never able to see the community he's in. What kind of
How
does
they
he
react.
how
to
they react to
things.
situations. What does his friends say about this person? Does he have a
Right.
good reputation? Is he? There's so many variables that you can't see going from online to
Their
one-on-one.
mannerisms.
But also, even in person, like somebody can just play you just as good because
Yeah.
it's like only God knows what conversations they had when
So
you
let's go to
weren't
him
present.
first.
Yes.
God's gonna be like, he's cheating on you.
I wish it was that easy, man. God would just shoot us a text message, be like, "Hey, by the way, this is all the dating advice you need."
I think it's crazy to think though.
But he did shoot us a
like-
text message. He gave us the Bible. Oh my gosh. Jesus.
Okay, I think it's
Bye.
crazy though.
I have to go.
Sorry guys, I'm feeling good. I had a lot of coffee this morning.
I think it's interesting though. I think deep down, even if it's like online or in person, we all have that intuition of if it's gonna like that intuition that Josh is getting.
Your dad's
somebody's-
calling you.
Oh,
You should put him on speaker for the podcast. Let's get
yes,
his
go
thoughts.
ahead.
No.
Okay. We're gonna hear speaking American.
I'm hard.
Mark.
How do
I'm
you say it?
hard.
I'm hard.
It's like
hard.
an arm. Hard.
Wala dole.
Oh,
You say how do you say hi? How do you say hi?
salam.
Wala
Salam.
nagro.
Shalom.
Shalom works also.
Pwede ko siya salam yalo.
Shalom, brother.
Hi.
Shalom. I love
Hindi
it.
ka ano sa no. Wala dole. Check it out.
Tell them you're doing a podcast. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I just told him.
Oh cool.
Tell me.
Cool.
He said he's sorry.
Oh, that's cool.
It's okay. Show him.
Okay.
Alright, so online dating, just be careful, proceed with caution. There's a lot of variables that you're not able to see.
But is it healthy though? Like honestly,
I think it's case by case.
It's case by case. I've seen a lot of success stories. That are
Jeremy Thomas, the dude who does worship for us, he met his wife who
Literally.
lived in
I
India
know.
online.
And then that kind of faith is like, does God prepare you? You've had so many experiences, like bad experiences in your local hometown. You're like, I'll go online.
Yeah.
Respect.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know how they do it.
yeah.
I think those people have to be naturally forgiving.
Forgiving is a choice.
Yes.
Let's go. It's not an emotion, it's
Or
a choice.
good at long distance.
Forgiving is a
I
choice,
feel
not
like
an emotion.
online
That's
dating
good.
is kind of like a long distance.
Okay, well this is going long. So, let's peace, love, and happiness. This was a good combo. I think this was good.
Okay, what's the next question?
That's it.
That's it.
This is
Any last
How about
words?
physical
Any-
appearance?
Physical
Oh,
appearance.
my
well,
goodness.
we didn't talk about that in the first one.
Yeah.
So we're just doing
Unless you guys think we can hit it in
Yeah.
30 seconds.
We can do it in 30 seconds.
No.
Alright, put a timer for
Guys,
give us a 1 minute
no.
timer.
Yes,
No.
yes.
Give us-
No,
give
it's
us-
a can of
Josh
worms.
is gonna just
Alright,
roast me.
We got we'll go 2 minutes. I'll give you guys 1 minute and I'm
Okay,
gonna go for 1
one of the
minute.
questions that we did not answer in the first podcast that we had planned, the one previous to this, was does physical appearance matter?
You guys have
Yes.
1 minute. And then I'll go for 1 minute.
Okay, guys, what do you think?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
You have to be attracted to the person.
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm flexible with my type in the sense that like you don't have to be like tall, dark, and handsome.
Right.
Same.
But I gotta be attracted to you.
Right, and honestly, I'm not lying when I say I'm way more personality than I am appearance. Like, I really like value. You know, like we
Yeah.
should value that.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a beautiful looking man, but he is like a disgusting personality, not disgusting, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like then, of course, I don't know.
See,
Like, it's not worth it at all.
Personality is not my thing. I think you've gotta be witty. Like
Ooh, she's
men's. Like I like if I
okay.
can do banter back and forth.
Mm.
I love that.
But you also have to like enjoy what they look like. You're gonna be
Yeah.
considering them to live with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's important.
So.
All right.
To some extent. That's not the most important
Yeah.
thing.
I would say that if you focus on, like, if you're the guy looking for the girl looking for the guy, finding the godliest, like if I'm a guy looking for the girl, I'm looking for the most godliest girl I can find. And if the girl's looking for a guy, look for the godliest guy you can find. That aligns with what the Bible says, with other stuff. Before you get to even physical appearance, say, hey, this person is the godliest person I can find.
So
like,
if
but
you
from a-
find them and then you don't think she's cute,
Well, let me get
How
to that.
do you
but
get
then,
to-
but then, is that the godliest person? Because if
because
it's
she's not cute.
if it's the, let me finish. No, don't take my word.
God
Listen,
is
just-
truly
Sorry,
working.
sorry,
for
I
sorry.
gave you your minute. Let me get my
Okay.
minute.
Sorry.
I didn't get
If-
mine. Okay.
If this guy is the most godliest guy the girl can find, and this girl is the most godliest girl the guy can find, then there will be a level of spiritual maturity that says, hey, I love the way you treat people and love people and value people. I love the way you worship. I love the way, like those things would triumph attractiveness in a way that would spark that physical appearance, I would say. All right, my time's up.
I thought guys did that was.
You know the
mattered.
thing is, to get to that point, I need to be physically
And there-
attracted to you, and then I get to know the rest of you.
There is a point though to where I
Should
wouldn't
it come
yeah.
first or last?
The what?
Like
Physical.
valuing physical
Yeah.
attraction.
It comes
it-
first. I can't help it. I look at you, and
Yeah.
if I'm attracted, I want to know more
I think
about you.
realistically.
Realistically, it
because
comes
you're-
100. I think it should come like middle to last, but realistically, it does come first.
You know what I thought? This conversation is funny because the world says the opposite. Guys care about the physical appearance of women more than women. Women can adjust to it depending on how emotionally invested the guy is in them.
That might
That's
be
what the
true.
world says, but the reality, physical appearance matters to me. I'm
It
sorry.
does. It does.
Yeah.
You can't just not be attracted to your husband someday.
Yeah.
So
Not
where
gonna
I would
work.
say, where would that attraction stem from? Would it come from the personality, godly characteristics, or just because he, got biceps
How?
and six pack,
Look, if I don't,
or dad bod? But I don't know what you're into.
if
I like dad bod.
Whatever dad bod you're into.
Dad bods rock.
No, they don't.
They
I want to see
don't.
a six pack. Go work out.
okay,
I'm
let's
not
stop
that
this
way.
here.
If you have a dad bod, please come to
I'm
me.
just saying, if you're gonna hold a guy to a certain fit, no, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I
I'm not
agree
gonna
with that. You should be on the same level.
Yeah,
of physical
yeah,
attractiveness
that's-
that you should.
No,
I
because then you're
agree.
getting to, oh, is she a 10 and he's an 8? Oh, I can't do. Then you get into all this other stuff. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You're all fearfully, wonderfully made,
Yes,
and you're all beautiful.
but the truth is,
Not
if
it.
you're not physically attracted to the person, you're not gonna know the rest of that person.
Babies will not be made.
That's a wrap. That's all we need.
Save
That's all
the
we need.
babies.
Save the baby.
Save the
There we go. That's all we need. That is a wrap for the podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in. This was beautiful. Follow us on Instagram at 3 Strands Group. If you're in the Charlotte area, hang out with us on Monday nights. You can join a community. And if you didn't watch the first episode, tune into that or rewatch this 10 times. That's cool either way. Peace, love, and happiness.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo.